Long time no see, ladies, gents, and all those in between. Fire Sonic here. And this wasn't a video that I thought I'd be making, but this challenge was so impossible that I felt the moment I completed it, I just needed to show the world A, it's possible, and B, exactly how to complete it. So during this walkthrough, I'm going to be popping in and out to explain exactly the process that I'm doing in the video itself, to hopefully explain in a clear and concise way exactly how to clear through this boss gauntlet with a lot of speed and a lot of finesse. So, be sure to sit tight, grab a snack if you haven't already, and let's dive in with the very first boss fight, Giganto. Now, I kind of feel bad for this guy because, I've kind of killed him a million times over just because the other bosses are much more difficult and a lot of resets happened. But I basically got this fight down to a science. What you have to do is build up a quick Psy-loop him, and then just keep doing this. Spam stomp over and over again. Once his health bar stops going down, Psy-loop again, and you're on to the second phase. Just gotta make sure to get those perfect parries in wherever you can. And yeah, after that, just basically do the exact same thing you did before, and you're on to Wyvern. And I'll come back once we actually get to Wyvern, so enjoy the second phase. Alright, after Giganto, we've got Wyvern. Now, out of the three, I would say that Wyvern is the much more difficult boss out of all of them. Mostly because it relies on a lot of perfect parries just to deal damage. It's very annoying for sure, but once you actually get the perfect parries down, he can actually be one of the quickest boss fights in the game. It's just a matter of actually getting them down. And while we wait here, isn't that animation kind of weird looking? I feel like it is. But we just do a quick temple run segment, I'll call it. And I'll get back to you once we actually get to the boss fight. So, stay tuned. Alright, as said previously, this boss relies heavily on perfect parries. Like, it practically expects you to perfect perfect parries in order to even touch the boss. Which, as you can see here, not really the best at. So, this will be a tactic that'll be useful in the second phase, but yeah, I kind of failed that during the first one, is that if you parry those missiles, it actually gets to the attack phase a lot sooner than if you just dodge them. And right here, just perfect parry, attack them, and you should, if done right, have a quick side loop spared during the first Giganto boss fight, meaning you can quick side loop Wyvern, do a lot of damage, and quickly get to the second phase. And I'll just meet you after this small cutscene. Alright, now the second phase of Wyvern, I'd say, is a lot more difficult than phase 1, simply because of a certain mechanic we'll get into later, but as you can see right there, parrying the missiles will get straight into the attack phase very quickly, almost seems to break the game. But in this phase, he attacks twice, which can be difficult to parry, but once you got it, you basically got it. Now, in this phase, quick side looping, unlike with phase 1 of Wyvern and Giganto, is very... You don't want to do it. Basically because if you do, he'll attack you, and if you don't perfect parry it, he'll just break out of it. Meaning it's really not that worth it. Plus you can do enough damage to get into this quick QTE, and it'll basically send you into phase 3. Which I think is the only boss in this game that has 3 phases. It's basically just the same thing, only a little less health. But yeah, you just continue that parry system, you get all the perfect parries, basically perfect, and you finish off Wyvern, which I'll get back to you once we finish him off and get back to our final Titan. Alright, so with the Knight, I honestly feel like he's not as easy as Giganto, but definitely is one of the more simple Titans to beat. And I'll explain why once we actually turn Super. But for right now, just basically do the exact same thing you did before, and I'll get right back to you guys once we actually transform. Alright, so with the Knight, unlike with Giganto and Wyvern, don't worry about perfect parrying, at least in the first phase. Just run up to him and attack as much as you can to get to the second phase as quick as possible. Don't worry about perfect parrying, because as you can see right here, unlike with Giganto and Wyvern, it doesn't actually take rings from you. It's just a quick little animation that shows that Sonic took some damage, even though he really didn't. So it's more worth it to get some damage in instead of perfect parrying. Also, don't worry about quick side looping in the first phase, only worry about that in the second phase. Because unlike Giganto and Wyvern, if you side loop him during the second phase, he won't attack back, meaning it'll just basically be free damage. But you just continue this, and once we get to the second phase, I'll come back to you guys and explain my process there. Okay, so my main process for Phase 2 of the Knight is basically the same as the base game. Just rush up to the shield, perfect parry it, and just throw it directly into the Knight's face. It can be a little bit tricky to aim it correctly, especially if you're on low rings and under pressure, but as long as you can actually get it down, it's perfect. Also, you have to be a bit wary of that attack, because for some reason he just attacks straight, like, the moment you hit him, which, I mean, this seems a bit unfair, but oh well. But so long as you hit him twice and then do a side loop, you basically can't fight that, meaning you've got a free win under your belt. And that's basically it. I'll just leave you guys to see the final animation and revel in our victory. Catch you guys next time, and as always, stay true to yourselves. Pieces.